Cool. So, I also read that you did a song on Mariah's new album. Can you talk about that song a little bit?
Yep. Me and Mariah, we definitely did something very special. I did that song actually with Hit Boy too, and Nas is featured on it. So it's going to be crazy. It's called Dedication, and I definitely had a joy, overwhelming excitement putting that piece together for her. I didn't know it was going to be for her, but I got the call and said, yeah, Mariah Carey, she picked it, she wants it. I said, okay, she's a legend, I love her, let's do it. So that's how that came about. So very excited for y'all to hear that. And that album's dropping soon too, so stay tuned for that.
And now that you're getting more placements, a lot of labels are calling on you. Have you found yourself to be more selective as far as who you want to work with? Because there's a lot of people who are looking to work with you, and are you finding yourself to be more selective with that?
Yes, absolutely. Right now, when you first start out, it's like, okay, I need to work. It's all about places. It's all about singles. It's like you're working around the clock.
Yeah.
And it's almost like set up like you just can't take a break. Until you get where you need to get, to get where you need to be. It's like you don't need to, there's no time for sleep. Like it's been times where I was in Atlanta and I didn't go to sleep till 6. I would go to the studio at 12 noon, and then I would leave till 5 or 6 in the morning. But at the end of the day, just because you're working that hard, does that mean that it's smart? So that was the question that I was dealing with for a while. Because starting off, it was just back to back sessions, back to back beats, back to back meetings, and whatever. And when I first started out, people didn't know who I was. People didn't know from a can of paint. I made myself known, but I wasn't getting $1 million promotion doing it. You know what I mean? So now, because of where I am now, present time, it's a lot of work out there to be done, but now it's you working smarter versus you working harder. I'm not going around chasing every project. I'm letting my work maneuver itself where it needs to be. I have Chris Brown coming out in May. Letters he just dropped. Got the title. I got the album title for the album. Who else is coming? I'm working on Ne-Yo, and I've been locked in with Ne-Yo for a while now. So it's I'd rather have 4 or 5 or 6 or even 7 songs on one album, or on a Ne-Yo album, than to have a song on an indie project, or a song on a project that's going to be sitting, or a new artist on a label that's never coming out, because I have things like that too. I just feel as though it was wasting my time. But just locking in with people that are guaranteed to come out, and just building relationships too. Because if you build a relationship with a John Legend, or a Ne-Yo, or a Chris Brown, or a Big Sean, then it's more than the music. And because it's more than the music, they're going to call you and just check on you just to see how you're doing as a person, as a human being. They're just going to friendly call you and just going to just talk to you about life. Man, I just ate a burger, my stomach hurts, stuff like that. And it's then, when it's time to make the music, what they call them? They're calling you because they trust you, number one, and you build a friendship with them outside of the music. So when it's time to do the music, it's easier to just do the music. It's oh man, I gotta make sure this is fine. I gotta make sure the song is like perfect. I gotta make sure I don't say the wrong word in the studio when I'm with them. No, like y'all have a bond now, or like whoever it is, you got a bond now, which makes the easy makes the music come easier, and you're more comfortable with whoever you're in the room with, and or the artists are comfortable with you in the room. So whatever, like it's just better that way. It's a greater chance that you'll be on that album. That doing it that way. I'd rather have a relationship with somebody. Okay, for example, Ne-Yo. Like I said, like we're friends, and the fact that he loves. I don't know. Let's say if he loves. I'm just gonna say he loves about 6 songs that we've done, and they all make the album. So they all make the album, and I'm the one that did that by myself. I didn't co-produce with anybody. Versus going and co-producing with this one, that one, that one, that one. Like you're running around, you're flying everywhere, like you're working like later than expected, whatever. Like just a whole bunch of foolishness going on. Like you're everywhere instead of being in one spot and just collecting like that. I just feel that that's working harder. They're working smarter, and I'm all about strategy and strategizing and being strategic when it comes to my career. Like it's nothing at this point. It's nothing but power moves now. Like I'm not chasing the check. I'm not chasing that little check anymore. I don't need to do that anymore. But now it's okay. It's not a money issue now. What it is now is setting yourself up to make the biggest investment of your life, or to make the biggest play in your life. And then once you make that play, then you can double what you made in that play into a different play, instead of you just having your little chicken scattered everywhere. Like I don't want to do that anymore. And that's just not where I am. Like I just thank God for maturity and growth, because without that, then I would still be DJ Camper trying to get a placement and working with this one and that one and all of that stuff, instead of being focused on what's at hand.
Yeah, cool. So you told me that you're working with Ne-Yo on his new project. Sonically speaking, do you think it'll be similar to New Love, or have you guys been doing a whole lot of different things?
Oh man, I haven't been excited in a while when it came down to albums. But this right here is going to be very special. We've been doing some amazing stuff, incredible stuff, and the fact that I sat and I listened to Ne-Yo and his albums and stuff like that before I met him, before we even worked together. I was like, if I ever have a chance to meet Ne-Yo, I'm gonna give him what he needs. And the fact that the opportunity came and presented itself, it's beautiful, because I knew what I could give him, and I gave him, and I'm giving him exactly what I knew I could, and he's accepting it better than I thought he would. So it's going to be great music. He's going to win a lot of Grammys. A lot of people walking in the park, holding hands, listening to this music. I would be cliche and say, yeah, it's going to be a lot of babies being made, but
yeah,
but it's going to be a whole bunch of like round table dinners with the family with this music. Like New Love is that. Like New Love is, you can put that on Thanksgiving. Boom, you sitting around with your family. Turkey, macaroni and cheese, and all of that. And it's a lot of that. It's a lot of that, and it's a lot of love. That's all he talks about. And that's all I want my music to express. The fact that it's loving, and I want my music to be accepted, and I just feel as though this is going to be this is going to be his confessions, his Usher confessions. This is going to be the album of albums for Ne-Yo.
Wow.
And I plan to stick around for a very long time. And if he puts out another album after he puts out this, I expect to be on that one too. And then if we ever talk again, I'm going to tell you the same thing again, because I mean, he'll probably put about 12 songs on this album, maybe 13 songs, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, but like we can turn around and do this thing. Like we can turn around and do this all day long, and you know, it's more than 13 songs. Like we could do 100 songs like this.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's just fun. Like it's fun.
Yeah.
It's just fun, and when it fits, it fits. Like when it works, like it works. It's like you being around with the girl that you like, and you know, like y'all just saying, hey, let's just get up, let's just talk. You know, let's just hang out, and y'all hanging out, laughing and stuff, and then at the end of the night you say, I had a great time with you tonight. And she says, me too. And you say, or she says, let's do it again. Then the next day I do it again.
Yeah.
It's easy, and like this is what this is what Ne-Yo and I have. Like this chemistry that we have is easy, and I'm glad that we met. And you know, it's just great music coming your way. I promise you.
Cool. So you know, you've mentioned all these different artists that you work with. You know, from Tamar to Ne-Yo to John Legend. How do you kind of separate what you give one artist versus what you give another? Like, is that an organic thing? Is that something you already have in mind before you go into the studio with them?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes it's organically just thought out. All right, cool. I'm gonna just give Ne-Yo this. He doesn't have up-tempo records. Okay, I'm gonna give him that. Boom. He don't have a ballad. I'm gonna give him that. Tamar doesn't have a ballad. I'm gonna give it that. Big Sean don't have this type of record. I'm gonna give him that. I always try to go in there prepared and playing a whole bunch of things before like we even really get started. And like the crazy thing about it is sometimes it's like because when you're in the studio, like sometimes people love to go from scratch or start from scratch, and then they'll create like that, like the beat, and then from the beat, then they'll go in, or whoever goes in the studio goes in the booth and you know, records. But you know, I try to be so prepared that all I gotta do is just play songs. But I always set my sessions up like this. I say to whoever, I say, look, I'm gonna play a few things, and then whatever, you know, if you don't like them, then you're like, we'll go from scratch, and we'll work like that. And then I say, okay, cool. But for whatever reason, we gotta start playing some stuff. It's like they want that, and I don't have to work. So I get this, you know, because I'm prepared, I'll just play from my laptop, and the things that I play from my laptop, they love.
Yeah.
And I'll say, okay, engineer, let's load it up into the computer. Let's go. And you know, I could just sit there and just watch Ne-Yo just write something incredible. Watch Big Sean, like, give me the craziest 16 bar verse ever. I could watch Tamar, you know, just be a diva, and you know, having her crack me up the whole session. Like, you know, it's just fun. I mean, has every time been like that? No. I mean, sometimes where I have to create from scratch, but 8 times, 9 times out of 10, I don't got to do that. And even if I did have to do that, that's cool too. I love doing that too. You know, so it's just great. Like I love the way I can conduct sessions, and I love to be in the room with these artists. They're a bunch of fun. They make me laugh, and you know, it just reminds me of, you know, how great of a job that I'm doing, and it's encouraging me to keep going too. Like knowing the energy, knowing what I give to them and how they accept me. It's just, you know, it's love, and you know, I greatly appreciate every artist that I worked with and that I'm working with. So it's a blessing at the end of the day, man. It really is.